right, this week we are going to continue with the last part. This was a blog post. 2,800 people were asked what is the best life advice they have ever received and what would they tell to a younger version of themselves. In the previous 2 weeks, we went through the relationships and then we went through the timing in the future. And today we're going to do the last part, which is personal growth. I'm going to select them one by one just for you. And sometimes if I feel like I want to add something, I will. If I don't have anything to add, I'm going to just move on graciously. And I hope that today we can finish them. How many do we have? I don't think I know myself. I talk a lot and I don't think I can finish them because once I get into, oh my God, I will try. Watch this, okay? Because the last ones were way shorter. You see this one? It took me 1 hour. This one, ooh, I have to be careful. Okay, here we go. Get really, really good at things other people want to do or don't want to do. Oh, I love this one. Because really the value is in exactly like this, doing what other people stay away from. That's why you're going to see that some of the most dangerous or kind of like disgusting jobs pay very well. Wait, hold on a second. That is not necessarily true. Danger, yes, but disgusting, yeah, well, okay. Plumbers these days, they make as much as a lawyer. That's what they say, but usually it's good advice. I'm not sure exactly, it doesn't really apply in every single area, but it definitely, there is something in there because most people want comfort. They want the job that pays well, but doesn't really, they don't do something that they don't like because people don't want to deal with that discomfort. And sometimes they would take like a pay cut just because they don't want to deal with that. So good advice. Now you can see how fast I'm going through them, but trust me, if I find one advice that really worth more talking about it, I will definitely take the time. I'm just, this one is pretty basic. That's why I move on quickly. Second, first, don't sweat the small stuff. And second, it's all small stuff. Okay, this one is funny. Basically, don't sweat anything. This is another way to say that nothing really matters that much. And to some degree, actually, it's kind of true. Like nothing really matters to the degree that we take it to matter. Like, oh my God, whoa, she said this, he did that. Like, oh, my boss, my coworker, the neighbor did this. Most of the things that we really give importance to, meaning we spend emotional energy on it, they're not really that important. It's small stuff, correct. Moving quickly, instead of worrying about your future, your career, and the fact that for the first time ever, your life purpose isn't school, focus instead of being present, be present and realize that everything will work out. This is advice, I'm sorry to say, is delusional. At least just the last part of it, not the whole thing, but it's everything is going to work out. Like how is everything going to work out? Just because of what? Sorry, sometimes I'm controversial. I'm like, wait, what are you saying? I don't agree. Let me just give it a fair chance. Be present and realize that everything will work out. How? For the first time ever, your life purpose isn't school. Okay. Focus instead of being present. Okay. So the solution is, as the advice says, be present and realize that everything will work out. So presence makes it such that everything will work out. You just have to realize it. There is something good in there, but I don't know. It depends. Next one. Don't gamble. This one is short, but it's actually good. Because if you look at, sometimes people confuse gambling with investing, right? They invest in, I don't know, stocks, crypto, whatever, and they just gamble. They think they're investing, but in reality, they're gambling. Like literally, it's just like a coin flip. Don't gamble is actually good advice. Make sure that if you are investing, if you invest your time, money, energy into a project, people, relationships, whatever, make sure that it's an investment and not a gamble. Because most people would imagine that they are investing their time, but actually they're gambling with it. They're investing their money, but they're gambling with it. So don't gamble. Short and sweet and true. It is what it is. So control what you can control. This one is kind of like this. It is what it is. So control what you can control. Yeah. Yeah. Control what you can control. I agree. Short, simple. Yeah. Nothing much more to say about it. Take care of your mental health. Well, damn it. I forgot to select them. My apologies. Take care of your mental health. Just because you don't have a specific ailment doesn't mean you shouldn't take actions to optimize your mental health. Okay. Gratitude, mindfulness, meditation, these are good start. These are a good start. Yes, I agree. It's basically take care of your mind and your mental health before it becomes an issue. I agree. Actually, this advice is a lot better than it looks. Because it's more like be or apply, like be preventive. Be preventive. And this applies to your health as well. I think this is an advice about the value of prevention. And if it is applied to mental health or health in general, or I don't know, your finances or your relationships, prevention is such a, actually, it's not an advice, but it's more like it's such a smart strategy. Think about your health. If you have like a preventive attitude, you're going to take care of yourself, your diet, many aspects of your life, such that you don't pay the price, because you're going to pay a way higher price. Take, for example, relationships. If you are preventive, means you care about the relationship and you go like, wait, that thing over there, maybe I need to pay attention to it. Maybe I have to be more careful. Maybe I should say sorry. Maybe, there is something to do in there. If you have intention in that relationship, and of course you have a partner to work with, because this is very important, prevention is the smartest thing. Like, you don't want to let just things piling up, like just like one wrong word, one like event, and most of this go unaddressed, and eventually they build from a lot of little nothings into something big, and then everything falls apart. So taking care of your mental health and preventing that, like, have gratitude, cultivate mindfulness, and do meditation. I think this is actually very good. Even if you don't have, this is not something, meditation for example is not something that you do because you have a problem. You do it in order not to have a problem. And the same goes with mindfulness. And yeah, gratitude is in a bit in a different area, but totally okay. Next, read every single day, or else risk not growing as much as you could. This advice basically arguments that, or postulates that reading is the best way for you to grow. That's what it says, like read every day. Otherwise, you're not going to grow as much as you could. But my question is, like, is really reading, because quite a few people say this, is reading really the best way for you to grow, like for your personal growth? Because there are definitely other ways. Reading is one thing, but it's just like, if you read every day and you accumulate information, then you never go to try things, challenge yourself, have the experience, learn from that. And also, where is critical thinking? Because, man, I see so many people that just speak from the books, usually younger individuals that don't have their own life experience. You you can see them when they talk. I can already see, oh, this is from this book, oh, that book. Like I already, like, they're understanding what they say. Oh, things should be like this, blah blah blah. They have opinions. It's not their opinions, because they didn't form their own opinion, right? So reading every day, that's to grow? Nah. It's good to read. I'm not saying reading is not good, but this advice is actually bad, because it postulates that reading is the way, which is definitely not the way. And I will add one more on that one. Here is another reason why reading is not the way, especially in these days. In these days with AI and all of that, everyone can become easily an author, like writing a book. And there is so much noise and low quality books out there, and content in general, that it depends also what you read. Read the book every day, like read from a book every day. Like even if that it would be applied to actually good books, let's say, still experience is missing. Critical thinking and applying yourself to reality is missing, and without it, reading is useless. But again, reading plus others, very good. I would say reading like with an interest, like you have a purpose, you have a project, you are focusing on something, you are learning something, you are developing in a certain direction. Reading makes a lot of sense, because then you can target. You'll be like, okay, who is the best person that wrote a book about my specific question, area, challenge, whatever. I'm trying to dig for some information. So if you use reading with a purpose, that's good. But just reading for the sake of reading, bad advice. And I told you I'm controversial, so did you see how I did that? Bad advice. Imagine the person saying this. I'm like, how dare you to say that's bad advice? Blah, blah, blah. Reading is good. Next one. I don't know if I'm progressing fast or slow. I know there is a lot. We'll try. Some of them I'm going to just move on quickly because I don't have time. Trust your own path without worrying what other people are doing. Comparing yourself consciously or subconsciously to the success of others isn't going to propel you forward. I do like, generally speaking, the strategy is good. I really don't have much respect for people who are in a, like they're in a competition, but their eyes are constantly about what are they doing? Like, unless you are like in some sort of, you are on an island survival game, even there it doesn't make sense. Like, even if you compete in like a team, right? And it's like this island survival social games, whatever you call them, I don't know, island whatever, on Netflix, it still doesn't make sense your focus to be like what they are doing, how they are building. Like, man, like, you know what? Focus on yourself, focus on what your team is building, because the more you put your attention is onto the other team. Oh, let me just like pay attention to what they are doing. Maybe I can steal something of that. Basically, that's a statement of how stupid you are. That's what it is, nothing else. I've seen so many people, they are, I guess they are aware that they are lacking the value or the expertise or something, and they are just constantly stealing. Like, oh, let me see how they are doing. Oh, they're doing it. But no, those guys, they're going to, oh no, let's do this. And a team like this is always divided between where should we steal from, who should we copy. And you can understand that a strategy like this is always an indicator that you have no value and you are aware of it. And also you have no character. Now, for people who might go against it, are there times in which this would make sense? Yeah, definitely. But again, not like a default strategy, because if you are in a competition, you should apply yourself, right? It's not like, oh my God, let me see how they're doing it so I can probably do it better. It doesn't make any sense. Huh? Do you see this one? This is not a rehearsal. Oh shit, it's actually good. Now I get it. I'm stupid, but this is not a rehearsal. I agree. If they go in the direction that I see it, you see, it took me some time. Life is not a rehearsal. It's like, it's happening one time, one life, one chance. It's not like We're just preparing for something. This is it. It's happening and there are no do-overs. This one is good, man. It's good. If they're going in this direction, this is not a rehearsal. I love it. Love it. I guess the element of surprise will definitely play the role, but also good. Give yourself permission to accept the help and resources available to you. Give yourself permission to accept the help. Yes, sometimes in different ways we are sabotaging ourselves, or we are more like keeping ourselves away from resources that otherwise we could access, but we don't. We are too good for it. Like, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that because we have all sorts of stories to keep ourselves or prevent ourselves to, otherwise use resources that they are accessible to us, which is nothing bad, but you cannot really go against the stories in people's heads. They are way more important. Always give yourself something you have to do. Always give yourself something you have to do. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with my challenge to run every day. I've been running every day for the past 5 years. I started this challenge on 1st of January 2021. And pretty soon I'm going to hit 2,000 days straight, no exceptions. Doesn't matter, back pain, sickness, any kind of pain, all sorts of things. I run every day. And that's why, for example, I also started this challenge this year. I'm not bragging where I am. I don't know what I'm doing, but I started this year a new challenge to publish at least one video per week. For now, it's just at a weekly level, but I give myself a new challenge to do something every week. That's why you see a video here. Is this useful? Absolutely, because when you do something like this, you give yourself like a lifeline. When life gets confusing, at least you know that you have to do something. And I will give you one of the most powerful reasons why that's important, because it gives you and it develops an automatic sense of daily agency. You know those days when things are hard and you feel like something big happened and you're devastated and you feel like your world is collapsing and you feel like you just want to give up, right? If you have one of this, in my case is the running every day, and you have to do it, like no negotiation, nothing. If it's a wedding, a funeral, if I'm alive, I go do running, right? When you have something to do, have to do every day, that automatically denies the possibility that you're going to sit all day and do nothing and like give up on yourself. And this is just one of the reasons why this is so powerful. Again, maybe I'm overthinking the why this person said this. Maybe it's about something else, but if it's about that, absolutely. Don't forget what a blessing it is to simply be alive and healthy. Yes, I agree. In the process of life, we forget to live. Think about it. We get tangled into our little petty dramas and we forget to realize how magical the fact that we are alive. Actually, today I was thinking about this. I was thinking about blessings, and then I realized, wait, I'm alive. God gave me a life. I'm still alive. I am by definition blessed. Like, it doesn't matter that how I feel about certain things, like, oh, I don't like that, this doesn't make me feel good, that didn't happen how I wanted, or whatever. In all of that, we are blessed. And we just have to realize it by paying attention and, developing a sense of gratitude. Start meditating. It can declutter your mind and relieve you of a lot of unnecessary stress. Yes, simple, not much explanation needed, it's self-contained. I agree. And meditation is definitely powerful. Let me adjust a little bit to see how much more we have. Oh God. Listen to stand-up comedy when you are getting ready in the morning. Huh? Starting the day off with laughter and smiles makes every day just a little bit better. Okay, so here, notice that this is whoever said this is a person, this is their way of starting a day, like starting the day in a better way, right? It's their strategies, their solution, right? But keep in mind that this is not really good advice. Why? Let me apply it to myself and explain why in my case this would not be good. First of all, stand-up comedy is a distraction. Now, it can be a good distraction, but at the same time, I don't like to start my day, my morning, when I want to prepare for my day, which is part of my life, with my goals, what I want to build. I don't want to start with like a guy on the girl cracking jokes about whatever. Like that for me is like, it's just low quality. It's something low. And again, some people might think like, hey, but it's good, but not in the morning. And for me, stand-up comedy, I watched it very rarely. I used to watch it more often, but then I realized that, you know what? I would better become like humorous and funny myself and make myself joyful and laugh and have that humor inside. I don't want to outsource that to someone else. Oh, make me laugh. Like, let me watch this comedian and I sit in the couch and that makes me laugh. No, how about I do something with another person? Maybe you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner or whatever, and I make them laugh and I'm funny and we both laugh and it's good. But I am the comedian. I don't want anyone else to be. And again, I do realize stand-up comedy is big. Many people might think like, oh my God, you're attacking stand-up comedy. I'm not. I'm just saying in the morning, I would never do this because I want to focus and I don't want ideas from other people to get into my head because I want to plan, I want to focus. So I want to have direction. Don't want to be disturbed. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Stand-up comedy, pretty good, but nah. If it isn't going to impact your life 5 years from now, reconsider if you should stress over it today. The advice is good. I would just change something without adding anything else. Here is what I would change. If it isn't going to impact your life 5 weeks later, do not stress over it now. That's it. You'll stop caring what people think about you when you realize that they seldom do. Yes. When you realize that most people don't care about you, they don't think that much about you. They're in their own world. When you realize that, as in like really realize it, you will stop caring. But at the same time, here is what I would add to this. To stop caring about what other people think of you is not really the main reason of that is not because, oh, they rarely think about you. I also don't care much about what other people think, but that's kind of like, it's kind of not true because I do take feedback. I try to learn from others. Sometimes I even ask, hey, what do you think I could do better? What is my mistake? How does this look from your perspective? Like, teach me something that I don't see. So I do care but I care selectively. It's not like generally any person can say something, oh my God, I'm like, I feel like, oh shit. Like, imagine someone else calls you stupid. I'm like, I even have this example. If someone else calls me stupid, I always go, at least for the first time, I go like, why? Like, tell me why am I stupid? Like, what did I do that I'm stupid, that you call me stupid? I'm not against you, but show me why am I stupid? Now, at this intersection, basically two things can happen. The person can blow my mind. They go like, okay, here's why you're stupid. And they can explain to me something that clearly shows me, because I'm opened, why, I did something wrong or I have a blind spot or whatever they mean by I'm stupid. Or second, they will not prove that I'm stupid, which instantly proves that they are stupid because they made a claim that I'm stupid without backing it up, which basically proves that they are stupid. So I do this only once. I'm not going to just ask them every time. This is what I mean by selectively. But caring about what other people think is still useful, but not generally and not applied like to everyone all the time. I think that is true. So you see, the point here is, yeah, you shouldn't care about what other people think generally all the time, but not because they don't think much about you. It's because you have to attend to your life. You have to develop critical thinking. Like, you have to be able to filter the world through your own lens, so you can become an agent and a master of your own life. Especially for, I would say, especially for men. With women is a bit difficult, because if you're in a relationship and you're married and something like that, well, there is a discussion in there. Many people interpret this in all sorts of ways and make all sorts of stories, but what I'm saying is, at least there is a discussion in there. If you want to have that yourself, full agency, then obviously that's more like, in all aspects, then you're single. If you want to outsource some of that agency to your husband, for example, then that's a relationship. And there are various degrees, but various degrees of agency and not caring about what other people think, this is what I was addressing, comes also with consequences. So, it's good advice, but notice that it's not really good for everyone in all contexts. So your context matters a lot. Next one. Spend time doing the things you love. Don't succumb, meaning like die or something like that. Don't give up. Don't let yourself pressure. That's kind of like the meaning. I'm explaining to you the word. Spend time doing things you love. Don't succumb to what other people or groups may deem enjoyable. Invest time in the passion and hobbies that you enjoy. Let me process it a bit. It looks a bit political, but okay. Spend time doing things you love. Yes, but not all the time, and it depends what you love. Don't succumb to what other people or groups may deem enjoyable. Yes, find what is enjoyable for you. I agree. There is a lot of group thing about what is enjoyable. You can see a lot of people, oh my God, these guys are all going to, my friends are going to a concert. Like, that's good. Let's go together. Like, are you going to enjoy it? Do you enjoy this? Oh, all my friends are going to attend this like football match. Let's go. I'm like, why? Like, do you enjoy that? Maybe you enjoy it just because they enjoy it. Did you ever question that? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Invest time and passion and invest time in passions and hobbies that you enjoy. Yes, I agree. Perfect. Comparison is the thief of joy. Oh, let me go on this one. Wait. Might be true, but sometimes when I read an advice like this, I'm like, I feel my antennas like, let me see. Could be brilliant, genius advice, or it could be like, nah. Let me see. Comparison. Ooh, comparison. Okay, so let's just take the most common way is that people compare themselves to, comparing to myself to this guy, that lady, whatever. Is comparison the thief of joy? Is it? Well, you see, there is a problem with this advice, because the reason why people compare themselves, let's just take this example, because we also compare things, like my car. I want to buy a new car, I compare it with that car. I'm like, okay. But the reason most people actually compare themselves to other people is not really to find joy. And also is not for the opposite of finding joy. The most of the time, the reason is for them to have an assessment of like where they are positioned, like how am I doing, where am I in this matrix? Am I doing better? Am I like, how am I being paid a fair amount? Am I lacking some skills? Oh, that person knows more in here. That's useful, because otherwise, if you would really never compare, well, compare is almost like you are waiting. You're waiting like the value, the options, the features. If you are never comparing, it's almost like you're not evaluating against other. So all you have is just as a reference to you. Like, I am this person, and I'm never comparing myself to anyone, because comparing is bad and comparing is the thief of all joy. And all I have is just my own knowledge about myself. Or let's say I have knowledge about others, because comparison happened afterwards, but I never compare. I never think like, wait, what is that guy doing better? Like, how, like, what can I learn from here? Like, I like this, or I don't like that. Is that wrong? No, I think that it actually gives us this outer 3D perspective onto ourselves in the context of others. And I think that's valuable, because you can be in your context, but you can also zoom out and go like, wait, where do I fit in this group, in this project? How do I compare? How is my approach compared to this author that I'm reading now, a book? That's very useful. Now, is it the thief of joy? That's not the point. That's not the point. So that's why this advice is like, nah. Could be true, but it just misses the mark. How much more do... Oh my God. Oh, I'm talking too much. Talking too much. That's funny, I swear. What can I do? Just good advice, I go deeper. Not so good advice, move faster. Approved. What did I say? The most progress is made outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. But you have to force yourself to get outside of it first. Yes. This one, straightforward, true. Next. Loving yourself is the greatest gift you can give yourself and should be the priority in your life. Self-love opens the door to finding happiness and meaning intrinsically, rather than seeking it in someone or something else. Yeah. This one is pretty obvious. It's also true that you have to be able to love yourself. And you cannot really depend on someone else's love. Like, depend. Even if you're a woman, for example, you might think like, yeah, but is it different? In this case, I don't think so. Because yeah, you want to be loved and you want to be appreciated and you want the connection, but you cannot really depend on it. What does it mean? It means that, look, if you have, for example, let's say you have a partner, and this applies both men and women, that doesn't give you the love, like it doesn't give you love. You cannot really have your entire happiness and joy and life satisfaction depend on this person that doesn't give you what you need. If they don't give you what you need, and that is the point where you would be stuck if you cannot give that to yourself. And here most people would actually take a different approach. They would be like, oh, if this person doesn't give me what they want, that makes me unhappy, so now I go search a different person. Yeah, but the problem with that is that you're always stuck receiving love and joy and happiness and all that is associated with it from someone else. And the moment when they deny that to you, your whole life collapses. And this is the reason why an ability like a general sense of self-love is very valuable, because it will help you to go through all moments of life. Life is going to turn upside down and many hard moments will come, even if you are single or in a relationship, it doesn't matter. And through all of that, there has to be like a sense of like self-love, which is not really replaced, or is not really the same of the love that you would receive from someone else. That's different. This is like not the same thing, but this is the foundation that you give to yourself, that which will allow you to be able to receive love from someone else. Because people who don't love themselves, they cannot really receive love from someone else. That's the reason. So it's true. Do whatever it takes to not let your job interfere with your health. Prioritize your own well-being. I would change something about this one. Here is where the advice is needs a bit of change. It assumes that your job, you should just make sure that you can manage it so such that it doesn't interfere with your health. Well, the choice is wrong. The choice in there is wrong because you choose a job before you have to manage it. So the real work is before you accept or take the job, ask yourself, is this job going to ruin my health? So then in that case, the decision is there. The decision is at the beginning before you accept the job. Because after you have accepted the job, and let's say that this one would actually affect your health, there is not much you can do. You cannot really not allow, prevent. No, the job is the job. That whatever needs to happen needs to happen. If your job is, for example, the night shift, how are you going to manage that? What, you go to your boss and go like, oh, sorry boss, I this interferes with my health and I have to, have like the day shift. I'm like, did you know this before you got the job? Yeah, so then shut up or get out. So you cannot really manage it, like prevent it. No, it's just like you don't take it. And that's a decision that you have at the beginning before it, not afterwards. Stay curious. This one, yes, simple, very general. Stay curious. Yeah, stay curious, but what's the purpose of curiosity? It's not really one great advice because curiosity, just like reading, remember what I discussed earlier, has to be with a purpose. Curious about what? If this person means it generally, stay curious about what, everything? Nah, it's a lot of waste of time in there because there are so many things like I could actually, this piece of plastic, for example, it's like a camera clipper. I could get curious about, oh my God, like, let me see what materials is this, like rubber, whatever, this sponge material made out of, and this metal, what, oh, it's yellow, what should, doesn't matter. Like, it's just, curiosity should be directed. If you have a project, if you're learning something, be curious about that. So it's good advice only if it's specific. Otherwise, bad advice. It's a waste of time. A loss is only a loss if you fail to learn from it. Yes, very true. Simple, sweet, not much to add. There is never going to be enough time. This can't be an excuse. Stop with this nonsense and just take action. If you really want to get up of your ass, why are you still sitting here reading this? Because I'm recording a video. And is this good advice? It's one of those, yeah, well, okay, move on. This one made me laugh. Good. Stop living for the approval. Let me select it. Stop living for the approval of others. So many negative things will manifest themselves if you focus on this. You'll never get their approval anyway, and you'll make yourself miserable. I agree. It took me some time, sorry. Like, I'm thinking, this is not fake. It's like I'm actually thinking this is the first time I read them. So my reaction is genuine. Living for the approval of others, yes, that in itself, it's a problem, it's an issue, yes, because you should build yourself. Yeah, you want to do things for others. For example, look at me. I'm a coach, I do life coaching, and I like to serve. Like, when I have a client, I like to serve. I'm applying myself and my experience and my being to whatever is happening. Like, what's the issue? Like, let's find it out. Let's work together. Like, your problems become my problems. I take it to that level. So I'm not one of these people who go like, well, like I'm just like working and then after that I disconnect. No, like, I really take it as in my own. But I don't live for the approval of anyone because I'm focusing on my craft, my, like, mastering myself, doing my best in an area that matters to me. So if I'm approved or not, it's less important for me because I want to serve. And again, this is not about me. I accidentally took it in that direction, but you shouldn't live for the approval of others. That part is true. So many things will manifest them from this. It's true, because when you do that, it's almost like your whole motivation shifts, like your intention and your motivation shifts, and you start to do things in a way that otherwise you won't. I agree. And that will also make you feel miserable, because rarely you will get the approval. Deploy patience more often. Good things happen, but they often take some time and momentum. Yes, basically this means be more patient, which I agree. Good things happen, but they often take more time and momentum. Yes, it takes time. Most of the times we want things quick, easy, fast. And that's why we need to deploy patience, because things don't happen in the same timeline of our expectations. Take bigger risks. When you're young, when you have just graduated college, risk is much less risky than you think. Playing it too safe can make you miss certain opportunities. Yes, this is a classical advice when you're younger, in your 20s. Take high risk because it's not that risky. You're not risking much because you don't have much. Yeah, pretty spot on. But just the only thing I would add, let me go back to this one because this is also important. Where this advice can actually backfire is when some people take it as like in the extremes, like now they become reckless. They are taking risk, but their risk is not really calculated. It's just like stupid, dumb, dangerous. So also consider that. Oh my God, we are finishing. Best day. All those people living lives that you're jealous of, they've never got an invitation to do so. Most of them had average resources with abilities, etc. But they made different choices than you, worked harder, and were more disciplined. Take stock of what you have and put in the work. Let me see what's the main idea here. So the people that you are jealous of, most of them have had average resources with abilities, but they made the different choices than you, worked harder, and were more disciplined. This advice actually misses on something. Sometimes you can be jealous. I don't do jealousy on other people. Like, oh my God, that guy is rich. I'm like, good for him. I'm like, what can I learn? But also misses the mark on the fact that sometimes people can achieve success however you consider it, because many people consider success in different ways. I definitely do. But you are going to just have people who have, let's say, financial success, but they didn't have the discipline. They didn't work harder. They just got lucky. That's also a possibility. Maybe they got their money from their family as like a inheritance. And you can still, some people still could be jealous of them, but it doesn't mean the reason why they got to where they are, and this is the key point, it doesn't mean the reason is that they worked harder than you, they were more disciplined than you. No, oftentimes there are things or reasons why they got to where they are that you are not aware of, and they might not know. Always remember that. And let me explain the last part, that they might not know. Imagine this person takes all sorts of their actions with their business and they achieve financial success. Someone else looking at them, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm jealous of this person. They're successful, right? But even the person themselves might actually not know in reality that something that they are not aware of happened in the background. They got lucky with something, or something else from the past that they are not aware of contributed to their success, but they think like, oh my God, I did this and I got that. Yeah, maybe actually you don't know the whole story, because we are aware only to the things that we are aware of. But there is a lot more that we are not aware of, and that's why. Next one. It is better to be disliked for who you are rather than liked for the person you are not. Oh, God, this is good advice. It's true, but it's so... This has been repeated so many. This is not from a certain person. This has been said by many people. But otherwise, at face value, absolutely true. Most people try to be something they are not. They try to be liked for who they are not. And that is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. So always search such that you don't become someone that it's not you. Like, you build your life. I see so many people, they build their lives on just desires taken from Instagrams. They stitch them together. I want this, I want that, I want that, I want to become like this, I want to wear like that, I want to dress like that, I want to talk like that guy, I want to have a car like that guy, whatever. And at the end of the day, they're not themselves. They're just like they're a collage of desires that they are not aware of. Next, don't take your homework with you if you can help it. If your work begins to negatively influence your emotions, something has to change. Yeah, I agree. This one is not really great advice, but it's just as it is, like, true. Everything feels the most intense when it happens for the first time. But that doesn't mean that after the first time, the task gets easier. What task? You have to trust yourself that you will be stronger and braver the next time around. What? I think this person just came from work and they were talking about a situation at work or something. Sorry. Okay, thank you for the laughter, but next and last. This is going to be the last. I hope it's good. Otherwise, we end how we end. But before that, before I say the last, at the end, I will say something about the whole thing, because this was it was 3 episodes. Don't focus so much on how people perceive and act towards you. These things impact your behavior, though they shouldn't. Focus on what you can do and are doing for yourself. Yeah, well, it's not strong advice. It's more like, yeah, don't care so much what other people think of you. This will impact your behavior. This part has more value because it talks about the fact that we change ourselves to be liked by others. And this one is very important because that's where we become less genuine or true to ourselves, because now we almost hide what we want, and we prioritize a version of us that will be more liked by someone that you like, you want them to like you. And this part is true. It will change your behavior when you focus on what other people think of you, what they tell you, how they react towards you. That will change not just your behavior, but will change who you are. And that's really the danger in here. This part is very valuable. And with this is the last advice from all of this. But now I want to say something about the whole thing. This advice was from 2,800 people. And I get that this is, ordinary people. These are not people like authors and people who sit and think about ideas deeply. Some of the advice was like, I've encountered all sorts. Some of them make me laugh. Some of them make me just like, what is this person saying? Some of them were silly. Some of them were brilliant. And at the end of it, it was all a mix. Just one advice from here got me thinking really, really deep about something afterwards, after I have recording the video. And it was this one. I wouldn't tell myself anything. All the challenges and hardships have landed me exactly where I was going. No advice can save someone from facing the things that await them. After I have recorded the video, I think this was previous week, I was thinking about this one from my coaching perspective. I'm like, wait, that hit deep, but why? I'm like, okay, I do coaching and I also give advice. Like one of the things that happen, not the whole thing, but through all of that work, there is sometimes advice. I'm notice something, I pay attention. I'm like, hey, wait, you are saying that the problem is here and there, but here's what I'm noticed. How come you like, let's just make sense of it, right? And in all of that advice, like afterwards, I was thinking like, wait, but am I useful? Like if no amount of advice can prevent you for what awaits you, is coaching useful? And then I realized the thing that I'm saying, well, my value is not to prevent, it's to help whoever I'm helping, like a client, for example, for whatever awaits them to arrive faster. And when it does, for them to be better prepared. And after that, I realized this, I'm like, oh, I'm safe. Like, oh, I thought that my career is like, I love what I do, but is my advice helpful? Because I felt like when I read this advice, I felt like, you know what, this is true. Like it has this element of like, it feels like it landed deep, it felt true. But I said that if this is true, then am I useful as a coach? Because I know I do. Like my clients are saying, I'm seeing the progress. I am literally seeing you started like this and that, and in month 3 you were like this, and in month 6 like this. Like I can see the progress, undeniable. But how come this feels true? And then I realized, oh, I'm just making that faster. If it would take you, for example, 5 years, 10 years to realize something, which most of the times big realizations, they take long time. Not to say that you might get stuck and never reach there. So then I realized, oh, I'm making that process to happen faster. And when it happens, for them to be ready to process it, we process it together. Anyway, that's it, what I have for you. It was good. I enjoyed every single one of them. My reactions were real. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next week, but this was good. See you next time.